Hello, it's Joni McMahon here with 12 tips on lucrative money making on the internet. Number one tip, every day you want to make time to build your list. It is your greatest asset. Your list is equivalent to customers walking through the door if you owned an ice cream parlor or a hairstylist shop. Your list are your customers, your potential customers. So finding time to build your list every day, that is your greatest asset. That is your best, the number one tip to do. Number two tip, you want to find a great offer to promote. You can't get to base number two until you have a really great offer to promote, an offer that lots of people are looking for. So you want to find a niche, an area on the internet that health and wellness is a big niche, make money online is a big niche, and just for this example, find a really great offer to promote. It can either be your own or it can be someone else's offer that you can promote for a commission. But that's the first thing, is finding an awesome offer. Tip number three, you want to set up an autoresponder for massive leverage. Let me explain. An autoresponder is an automatic email delivery system where you can put in your emails into it automatically, all at once, and every day it sends your list emails without you having to do it all manually. It is the most important tool you can possibly have if you're interested in building an online business. There are 3 autoresponders that I use: Aweber, GVO, and GetResponse. Each one of these are excellent, and I use each one for different purposes. For example, I have a few offers online, and for one offer, for instance, they only use Aweber, so that I had to use Aweber for that one. Another one only used GetResponse. So those are the reasons why I have 3, but it's always a good idea to have at least 2 anyway, just in case one of them goes down or something happens. It's always great to have a backup. All right, next tip. Tip number 4. You want to know your customer's lifetime value. CLTV, we call it. It's the acronym for it. Let me explain what I mean by this. I'll take an example given by my friend Shakir, who's an online marketer, an awesome one, in one of his trainings. He is in a deal where he has 312 customers at the moment, members. Each member has paid him at least $25, and he's made a total of $217,000 from these 312 members. So the customer lifetime value is calculated by dividing the total amount made, $217,000, by 25, and that gives you a total of $659. So each customer is worth $659 to Shakir. So now he can calculate how much he can spend on advertising for each $25 buyer. He knows that if he spends $1 to $6 per customer or per lead, potential customer, he knows his cost per acquisition. He knows that it's worth the money to spend, say, $6 to get a targeted lead, someone who really wants what he has to offer. All right, next one. Tip number 5. One of the best and easiest ways to build your list is by purchasing solo ads. Now, a solo ad is a way of using other people's lists, OPL, to build your own. 3 of the best ways to find solo ads on the internet that I've discovered so far are safe swaps. You can find them at safeswaps.com. These are known business people who have lists. And on Safe Swaps, it's pretty cool because every time someone does business with someone, they buy a solo ad, they rate how that solo ad did. And so you can work with people who only have 100% ratings, for instance. It's fantastic. Number 2 is Directory of E-Zines. This has been put together by Charlie Page, and he's been nurturing this directory and adding to it for 14 years now. And there are some awesome solo ad providers within this directory. And if you join this directory, you also get a reduced cost for most of your solo ads. So that's really cool as well. Number 3, you can go to ClickBank, which is a marketing center where there's lots of products where you can get an affiliate fee for it. You can make money, but you want to look at the vendors who are in your niche, the people who have products for sale, and just look through them to see which ones you might want to approach to see if they would offer you a solo ad. Because if they have a product for sale, the chances are they have a very targeted list that you could send a solo ad to. All right, next tip, tip number 6. Questions and suggestions to ask any potential solo ad publisher. Number 1, do you sell solo ads? And then you want to find out the reputation of them that they have if they do sell them, if this is possible. Number 2, how many active subscribers do you have? So you want to make sure that they have a responsive list. A person can have a list of 1,000 people, but only 50 people open emails, so that's not a very responsive list. Number 3, how often do you mail out solo ads? And you want to make sure you look for publishers who send out no more than 1 to 3 solo ads a week to their list. Otherwise, you know that they have a list that where a lot of offers are being sent to them, and that list just gets weary and tired of receiving them. What is your average open email rate? So you want to make sure that they have a distributing a list where people open the emails, and that there's a lot of people that do. Then you want to find out how much they charge, and know that you can always negotiate, especially if you know that if they're good, you'll be back to buy more. Number 6, when is your next available spot? So you want to find out if they have an opening right away. And number 7, or when their next opening is. Number 7 is, how do you submit your solo ad to them? So I hope these questions have been helpful. They certainly were for me. Tip number 7, see everything in the area of making money online and marketing as a test. So let's say you put out an ad on Facebook. You want to just spend a small amount of money, say $25 to $50, to test your ad to see if it pulls in customers, pulls in potential people that might want your offer. Once you've done that, you want to tweak your offer, tweak your ad to make sure it can, to improve it. And once you have an ad that really pulls in a lot of customers, then you have something great that you can scale up and then put more money into. So it's very important that you always test with a small group to begin with a small amount of money. There's a lot of people that have lost a lot of money because they've, say, put down $1,000 on an ad that really didn't produce any results for them. Now, in order to test, tweak, and then scale up, you're going to need a tracking program. I use Easy Tracker Pro, created by Dagan Smith. He's a great teacher and marketer in the online world. And it has some extra features that make it particularly supportive to your campaigns, to all of the campaigns that you set up. Alrighty, tip number 8. In a previous tip, I mentioned the importance of having an autoresponder. So important, I can't emphasize enough. Now, here's a great tip about mailing people on your list. If you have a list of, let's say, 10,000 people or even 100 people, it doesn't matter the number on your list. Here's what you do. There's always a place where you can see how many people have opened your email. So you send out your first email, and then you use the feature within your autoresponder to send out the second email, but only to those people who have not opened your first one. So the only thing to change on the second email is the headline. And then you do this one more time, only sending out to the people who haven't opened on the third time, and change your headline again. What you'll notice is after the first email, you might have an open rate of, say, 15%. After the second email, you may have an increased open rate with another 10 to 15%. And after the third email, you will have another increase of, say, 10 to 15%. So just by sending out that one email, changing the headlines each time, you can end up having like a 40 to 45% open rate, which is awesome. Tip number 9, email media traffic or solo ad traffic, same thing. Remember that you're using, in this case, other people's lists that are targeted to your niche, and have them send out an email to their list on your behalf. And here is the solo ad method, buying method explained in a diagram form. Now, I got this diagram from one of my mentors, Vic Strice, and I really like it because it really, a diagram says so much more than just my words. So let's say you're sending an email to a list of 100,000 or 70,000 or 300,000. It doesn't matter. Could even be 1,000. You are sending that email to laser targeted traffic or people that are really looking for what you have to offer. They will then open that email, click on the link inside that takes them to your landing page and your great offer. And that's how you get sales with a solo ad. Thanks, Vic, for that. Tip number 10, top tips in creating great emails for your list. Number 1, you always want to use a catchy headline so people want to open your email. Example, here's how to make $1,000 daily for 30 days in a row. Number 2, write a short email, usually so that they click on the link in the email. It's great to have a link near the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of the email. Number 3, do not reveal what is in the link. Let your readers be curious and want to click it. Number 4, identify your prospect's core desire. Example, you may think it's more money, but underneath there are things like, you may think your prospect wants more money, but underneath a core desire may be things like time freedom, status, significance, and a better lifestyle. Always track everything so that you know what to repeat if it works well and what to let go of. And you want to subscribe to other people's lists in your niche so you know what kind of, how they're sending out their emails. So you learn from them. And create an email file with great headlines and great emails for your own reference to learn from. All right. Tip number 11. The most powerful words to use in any ad or email copy according to Yale research. Now, I got this from one of Vic's trainings, Vic Strice as well. And these are awesome words to know about, very powerful. They elicit and trigger a response in most of us. The words discover and proven and money, easy, results, new, save, free, guarantee, health, love, and safety. So when you're creating an ad, you want to make sure that you put these words, at least one of them or more than one of them in any ad that you create. Thanks, Vic. Number 12, lucrative money making tip number 12. The 3 pillars of online success. Number 1, you need a vehicle, which is an awesome offer. You have to have an offer, otherwise you can never get off of first base. You can't even get to first base without an offer. It has to be a great offer that lots of people are looking for. Number two, then you need a system by which you can deliver this offer, an engine. In other words, that could be an engine would be the metaphor for that. And then you want to get traffic or send people, interested people, to that offer via that system. So that would be the fuel that you need. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Take care. Joni McMahon signing out. Bye for now.